Hey, what's up guys? Working on the 2016 Chrysler 300. Going to be upgrading the side marker lights, the ones there by the wheels and tires. Going to be upgrading those to a smoked lens and then with the LED strip light on them. So you can see here's the original front one. It's just an amber lens with one single incandescent bulb here. And then as you can see on the rear, just a single incandescent bulb as well with a red lens. So I'll start out with the front one here. So we need to remove these three clips here holding the inner fender well on. So you can just take like a trim tool like this. And what you can do is try to get up underneath the first round part here. So get up kind of underneath it there. Just try pulling that up. So get it kind of like that. And then you get up under the larger round part and you can pull that out. So it looks kind of like that. Sometimes these will break on you as well, especially if they're old and dry. Just get up under it, kind of like that. Then you can kind of take that same pry tool, just kind of get behind the inner fender well here. And you can see, kind of hard to see, but there's a 10mm bolt right here. So let's go ahead and pull that out. Just kind of bend it back a little bit here, get your socket wrench in here. And so with that bolt out, what that does is it holds this bumper kind of in place. So just peel this back again. And what you want to do, just take your fingers here and you're going to kind of pull downward and outward. And this should snap loose. It'll make a loud popping noise like you break it, but you don't break it. So just pull it out kind of like that. So just like that. You can see that kind of frees it up right there. And now we can get access to the screws holding this lens on. Now with that broken free, you're gonna have two Torx T20 screws holding it in. So not sure if you guys can see, but you got one right here. And there's gonna be another one on the bottom there. So let's go ahead and pull out those screws. So what I'm gonna be using, I'm just gonna use this like Allen key, but it's a Torx T20. That gives you a little room to get back in here. Probably gonna be the easiest. So you just get on it there. And then go ahead and start unscrewing the bottom one here. So there's that one. Go ahead and do your top one here. This one's a little bit easier. Just like that. Then you should be able to just pop this out of here. And then you got your wiring connector. You got this little tab, squeeze on that. And then just unplugs like that. All right guys, let's go ahead and take a look at our new lenses here. So I had a company called Oxido LED send these to me. There's the part number, and you can actually get these off of Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. But the customer service was awesome. They sent tracking and everything for them. And you can see right there, replaces the OEM part numbers and then the Chrysler 300 2015 through 2019. And this does include all four pieces. So your two amber ones for the front and then your two red ones for the rear. So let's take a look here. Pull one of these out here. And you can see the smoked lens there. And then you can see they actually have So right hand. And then I'm assuming this one has a yellow sticker, so I'm assuming it's probably the amber colored one. Let's take a look at another one here. It's gonna be the same. And you can see, yeah, so this one here says right hand. You can see there's a red dot on it. So this is gonna be for the rear. And this one's gonna be the left front one. So let's find a, you can see here, that is the left hand side, and then we got the yellow for the amber. And then you can just take this and measure it up. You can see our plug-in's gonna be exactly the same. So it looks like this one's gonna work. So let's go ahead and stick this one on. So go ahead and grab your new lens here, and let's go ahead and plug this in. Let's get that on there. Get that plugged in. I'm just gonna kind of set it in here and we'll try it out first. Just kind of like that. So let me go ahead and peel this off. And let me go ahead and turn the lights on. As you can see, that looks a lot better. Instead of just the single incandescent bulb up here, it lights up this whole thing. Plus the smoke looks a lot better. And then just like removal, go ahead and grab your 2 screws. Let's go ahead and get these started and tighten down. So with those tight, let's go ahead and get this bumper back into place. So just bring it kind of up like that, and then you'll just kind of pop it into place here. Just like that. And then grab your 10mm bolt, and let's go ahead and get that back into place here. And then of course grab your push pins here, get those in place. Just pop them in and push down. Just like that. That's it for the front, so let's go ahead and move on to one of the rears. So on the rear here, it's kind of the same thing, but I think I'm just gonna try and remove these two and not have to do that bottom one there. So same thing, just go ahead and remove these 2 push pins. And then just like the front, you're gonna peel this back a little bit here, and you're gonna have a 10mm bolt right there. So go ahead and remove that one. And then also just like the front, what you're gonna do, just pull out, and this should snap loose from the fender here. So just pull that out a little bit. That should be just enough room like that. Then you can see you got a lot more room. And I'm just gonna go ahead and unplug this wiring harness. I'm just gonna take a flathead right here. Just kind of pry on it. You see that unplugs because that wire is a little bit shorter. And then you can see, got a screw here, And then same thing, screw right there, Torx T20. So let's go ahead and pull both of those. So just like that. And this one's a lot easier to get off than the front one. You got a lot more room in here. All right, guys, I just want to show you here a little trick. So you can see these aren't threaded holes or anything on these new ones. It's pretty much just a smaller hole that this will thread itself into. So it's kind of hard to get them started and in there at first, especially when they're on the car. So what you can do, just take your screw, just go ahead and get it started while it's out here. Try and get that nice and even there. And then just go ahead and start tightening that. And this will pretty much thread that hole for you. So just go ahead and start tightening this down, because you can see it's really hard to tighten in there just because that's not a threaded hole. So just get this nice and tight in here. So just kind of like that, and then you can just go ahead and back it out. And you can see now that hole in there is threaded, and it'll be a lot easier when you go to put this screw back in there. If I can get it started here. Let's see, now I can almost do it by hand, but it'll be a lot easier screwing this in now. So go ahead and get that one in there. And let's go ahead and get our screws in and tighten these up. Once you get those tight, let's go ahead and plug in our connector now. Just like that. And then same thing, before we snap it in place, let's go ahead and make sure it works. You can see the red. Yeah, that looks a lot better as well. So now let's go ahead and get this put back in place. So you can just kind of hit on it. Just like that. We'll get our bolt in. Go ahead and get your 10mm back in place here. Then go ahead and get your 2 push pins back into place. Just like that. Okay, so with the driver's side all done, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the passenger side. I'm not gonna record that because it'll be exactly the same thing. And I do have the lights on right now. It's kind of hard to tell with the sunlight, but stay tuned to the end of the video. I'll have a short clip of once it gets dark out here, I'll show you what it looks like in the nighttime. And I guess that's going to do it for the video. Again, this was a 2016 Chrysler 300. Went ahead and replaced the side marker lights with some smoked out lens LEDs from Oxido LED. And like I said before, check out the description. I'll have a link to those. And hopefully this video helps you out. If it does, why don't you subscribe to the channel, check out all my other videos, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.